Right, good evening guys. I'm out for an evening detect this time. Got the day off work. Might come back tomorrow if I don't get much done. But I'm in the adjoining field from the Horde field that is in my previous to last video. Now, as I've said many times, the one coin that I've identified before it was taken away and to the British Museum was a Salanina. She co-ruled with Gallienus in the 260s, dying in 268. So I've basically got right into the details of the 3rd century and what was happening, although I don't profess for one moment to be an expert on Roman history. But basically there's a massive economic decline in the middle of the 200s, and that ran from the 230s through to the 260s. And what happened was that the mint started producing coins with less and less silver in them. Now they looked silver on the surface of things, but the silver content was very low, so they had a technique which was, to all intents and purposes, made to make the coin look like a silver coin. And that's probably what the coins comprise on the surface of the Horde that I was able to see. Obviously I haven't any ideas what's inside the pot yet. Now, in the between 260 and 274, there was a breakaway empire called the Gallic Empire, and so you had the central Roman Empire, and then you had the Gallic Empire, which was run from, I believe, Cologne or Trier. So that was basically the stronghold of the, or what should I say, the garrison headquarters of the Gallic Empire. And a lot of the coins that basically consist of what are called radiates, because the emperors concerned have radiate shaped crowns on them, are from that time. Then later on, as I said in the last video, there was a kind of Brexit that took place, and Britannia basically broke away from the Roman Empire at large in 286, when an emperor called Carausius took control of Britannia and the north coast of France, and essentially he fell foul of the emperor of the western part of the Roman Empire at large, and someone called Maximian was enlisted to basically oust him and his successor, a man called Electus. So Britannia was a separate empire for about 10 years between 286 and 296. But what he did do, Carausius, and if there are any coins in that series that relate to him, then it will obviously show that the coins were deposited after the breakaway empire was formed, was that he reinstated the quality of the coins, and essentially what he was doing was creating an empire that harked back to former times before the economic decline. And some of the coins that he produced, well, he produced a new series of coins. That was then followed later on by, when he was ousted, when Electus was ousted, a man called Constantius, who was the father of Constantine the Great. Constantius is thought to have landed, I found a text that shows that he is thought to have landed somewhere in Kent, so that's really interesting. And because the Saxon shore forts that were built 10 years earlier include Pevensey and, well, you've got Limney, Dover, would have been strategic defence points along the coast here, it's possible that he could have sailed in to a place closer to here, and there could also, this is completely speculative, but that the coin hoard might be linked to the attack of Constantius in about 296. He enlisted his general, his chief of command, to raid the Hampshire coast, and they went forward and there was a big battle at a place called Silchester, which is between London and Bath, and Constantius became the new emperor of not only Britannia but also the western part of the Roman Empire. And subsequently his son instituted changes which helped to reunite some of the factions within the empire, competing emperors, and the economic situation improved with Constantine the Great. So the change in coinage meant that some of those older coins, these might constitute in this hoard, might have lost a considerable amount of value. There was a massive amount of inflation in the middle of the 200s, and that's another reason why possibly large numbers, possibly from that period, of bronze coins are found, because prices went through the roof, just as they are today, I suppose. And Constantius and his father, Constantius and Electus and Carausius got inflation in check. Anyway, I'm going to do this field. I'm going to detect this field and see if there's a habitation site, because with the amount of pottery abound in the last video, I'm hoping that I might find some point of habitation. So that's the aim for today. I haven't found anything Roman whatsoever in the field itself, in the adjoining woods and the immediate vicinity yet. I'll see you at the first hole. Through here we have the stream which basically runs. That's the stream that is at the bottom of the next field along behind the trees there. So I'm basically going to go up to the point near to the head of that stream. It's not a stream at the moment because it's dried up, but which would be further up here essentially. Couldn't see any signs of iron in the stream in connection with the bloomeras that tend to characterise the Roman farmsteads in this area. So bloomeras basically relied on outcrops of ironstone which occurred in the banks of streams, and that's because, as I stated previously, the streams tend to follow fault lines in the rock, and that's where the ironstone outcrops. You don't need water to produce the iron, but the water was... So the iron industry in the Roman and Iron Age, so from about 450 BC onwards till it suddenly died a death in the middle of the 3rd century, about the time of my coins, the iron was produced in small kilns called bloomeras, and they didn't necessarily need a source of water to operate them. Later on, when there was a resurgence of iron after the conquest, water power was then used to drive a wheel, which was then used to drive bellows to raise the temperature of the charcoal. Charcoal burns naturally at about 800 centigrade, but you need about 1300 centigrade to smelt the ironstone, and so the Roman kilns used to have one man operating a set of bellows at the base, and continually while it was being smelted. But the Wealden Iron Research Group have a lot of information about this if you want to look it up. First signal of the day, 26, 80% on the depth stakes. I think that's shotties coming up anywhere on the scale, shotgun cartridge ends. In the woods here I had to dig all of them, but essentially if you don't dig a shotty you'll preclude the possibility of finding a coin. Anyway, just dig this 26 out, let's see what it is. Alright, one moment. 28, it's quite a high number. Probably going to be something ring shaped. And have a look at the hole. Right, it's in the sidewall as usual. The 12-inch coil on the Vanquish, you do tend to go a bit more off centre. Well, that's my excuse anyway. It's stuck to my spade. What have we got? It's the first hole of the day going to produce for us. Usually rubbish. I can hear it, but I can't see it. Is it iron? Right, first hole of the day is a coin. Amazing. Like a Victorian penny. Oh well, that's good. It's pretty thin. I can't see immediately who that is. I did think 26 was more likely to be a coin than a shotty, to be honest. So yeah, that's I think that's a Victorian halfpenny. Where's my spray bottle? 1 minute, get the spray bottle. So I'm using the Vanquish with the 12-inch coil today. It's proved really reliable in 3 years of use. Nearly 3 years of use now. Not let me down at all. Obviously I'm careful with it, but 540 with the wireless headphones. It's actually a George III. Just about make out his bust there, so I won't rub it anymore. So about 1800 this one. Well, is a 16 max depth. Maybe we've got a button here or something this time. We shall see. Second hole of the day. It's a deep one. Oh, it's small. It's either deep and larger or small and shallow. Right. A bit more. It's dropped to now. What's that? See the blackness of the sandstone and the iron in it. Maybe iron, I'm not sure with that. Right, anyway, see what this is. Butt-on, I suspect. It could be a shotty. Hopefully there won't be quite as many shotties here as there are in the woods. I've asked the landowner to basically time my detecting with the shooting that they're going to be doing. Quite important. Well, hopefully I'm a conspicuous target in the middle of this field. Ah, pistol ball. So 2 finds, 2 holes and 2 interesting things. That's pretty amazing. That's well oxidised, so that's probably quite old. It's probably early 1800s, late 1700s. Quick note about refilling holes. Just make sure everything's stuck back in your hole. You know you've done well when, as with my case and the, I'm not saying I'm fantastic at refilling my holes, but because of course some of them get pulled out by animals again, sadly, but with the Horde I wasn't able to retrace the actual spot by virtue of the fact that I packed it so well, but in that case obviously one would want to repack the hole as best as possible, but there you go. Absolutely beautiful day. The woods would have been mainly oaks back in the Roman, and the charcoal was produced from oak, by the way, largely. Underneath the pot we found some black substance, which may be the remains of a basket or bag, organic material. It looked like charcoal, It's also possible that charcoal was put in the hole, possibly to keep the pot dry, but charcoal is synonymous with iron production. Obviously it was layered in those bloomeries with the ironstone. Well, this one here, which you can't hear, is a 17. So I've got a 17, and this probably is a shotty. I'm closer to the trees here, but might be wrong, might be a button. I don't think there's going to be a coin. Right, we use the old-fashioned method. Yeah, I'll put the pinpointer straight on top of it, whatever it is. There it is. It's a piece of lead. 11 or 12, so about a quarter of the way up the non-ferrous, and because it's -9 to +40 on the Vanquish, incidentally. 0 to -9 is your iron, and then 1 to 40 is your non-ferrous. But as everyone knows, obviously the shape of the object and various other things, you can find non-ferrous in the ferrous, and you can find ferrous in the non-ferrous, obviously. Anyway, enough of that. We'll just break this, what would be a 10-inch clod, in half. Alright, we see it's in the lower 5 inches, which means it's deeper, which is good. This might well be a shotgun cartridge end. It's another piece of lead, unfortunately. Just a piece of lead. Yeah, there we go. Alright, the next hole was an 11 or 12, but it's Queen Elizabeth II, the late Queen Elizabeth II, and I think that's a, don't know if that's a 5p, but anyway, it's a decimal coin. Put you down the hole again, wormy. Oh dear, I managed to, I got 2 separate worms. Oh, anyway, they're still moving, both ends. Right, let's what's in here, 17 or 18. Probably can't hear that because I've got my Bluetooth earbuds, which aren't everyone's choice, incidentally. Most people prefer headphones. I get headaches if I've got headphones around my head. Right, that's interesting. Is it modern? I think it is. I think that's modern. Don't know what to make of that. I'll have to have a closer look at it later on, but it's some sort of brass fixture. Union Jack shape on this new field, because obviously it's the first trip, and I need to, I'm not going to get that much done, and then when I come back in the morning, if I get a chance, then we'll hopefully sort of build on that a bit. But this one's a high number, 23, going up to 32 there, so these things usually turn out to be modern rubbish, something circular. Because of its circularity, the eddy currents produce more induced current, and the number goes up. Right, I'm off centre with the hole. 60% depth. There's a bit of iron in there too, so it's probably something steel and circular. Could be wrong, mate. -7 and 22 mixed. Ominous. Down at about 5 inches, I'd say. Oh, there we go. 50 cal bullet. Found all those cartridges in the woods behind me on the last trip. So that one's got a tracer. Stuff they packed into the back of it to make it glow as it passed through the air. Right, this one's another 17, 50% depth. It's in the top, what would that be? 5 inches, maybe 4 inches, in the top 2 inches. Probably a button, isn't it? Yeah, another pistol ball. Interesting, that one's not oxidised for some reason. The other one was heavily oxidised. Next one, number 11 on the scale. 50% depth, it was a pewter button. Tombac plain button. I've got a very pingy signal 21, which sounds like a coin. On these slopes they're south facing, so if you're looking for slopes that might have been cultivated in the past, bear that in mind. Turn the Bluetooth off. Yeah, that's a really nice sound. It sounds like a coin. Ah, it's goddamn shrapnel, I think. Yep, that's it, piece of shrapnel. On to the next. Right, I didn't film the signal on this one, but it was 12 and it was about 50% on the depth stakes, but it's a rather nice, what looks like a farm token. Let's have a go with the, got a bit of water on it, find the thing. There we are, that's a lovely medieval farm token. I don't know if I can get that into focus for you, but you can see the cross with the 4 dots. Oh, I'm running out of water, but yeah, that's a lovely find. Can you see that? Just got that weird sound BF on the screen, battery fail, so just got to change the old batteries, which in this case is 4, as you can see it's 4 AA's. You can get a pack, an aftermarket pack of lithium batteries, but it's rechargeable. But I've not had any problems. I've got decent batteries so far after 3 years of using the Vanquish. So pop them in and we'll be away again in a sec. In fact, my Bluetooth headphones stay connected while I do this, as long as it's within Sennheisers anyway. If you get earbuds, get Sennheiser BT6 they're called. They have about 8 hours battery life, all the cheaper ones you'll find. Although the APTX, although they're APTX they have a short battery life, which is no good. Well, there we go, we're on the go again. 16 on the scale, finding lots and lots of bits of lead. I thought that was decorated, but I don't think it is. We'll see when we clean it. Well, you know what that is. End of a zip. $17, $18, 80%. I think that's out of the hole. I think. What on earth is it? Ah, it's a percussion cap from a shotty. Been going best part of a couple of hours now, 7:45. Got the extra light now that it's summertime. Keep going though, go for a bit longer. Right, this one here, 18, 19, 80% depth. I think it's fairly deep, 18, 19, 21. Bit of iron tone there too. No, but It's less than 50%, so I'm pretty confident this is on Ferrous, but we shall see. 23, 21, mixed tones there, but less of the iron. Yeah, you hear the iron there. But I think that's just because it's deep, so it goes for the nearest conductive thing in the soil, which could be the iron. Still got the signal down to 1.5 foot, but a piece of ironstone's come out. Hear that? Just about hear the signal from that, and that's natural. Right, it turns out I was off centre with the old targeting, so they are down at only about 8 inches. Still quite deep in the sidewall, whatever it's going to be. Something iron, yeah. See it, can't we? Just something or other iron. Don't know what that is. Well, that solves that, I think. Right, got 22, 25. Nice signal, but it's about 10% depth, so it's on the surface almost. It's probably going to be something modern. Ah, yeah. It's one of those cartridge World War II, not 50 cal. This one, I forget what I'm not great on the munitions sizes, but anyway, anyway, that's what it is. 15 on the scale, another piece of sheet lead. It's absolutely epic, this field, in terms of suitability for detecting, because the length of the grass, and it's just been cut and all the rest of it. Very lucky there. This one here, 19, 50% depth. It's going to be quite shallow. So, is it going to be a coin? Lovely find, that lead token. So even if I stop now, I'm still grateful for finding that. It's pretty good. Probably 1400s, that sort of era, but we'll check that and I'll post it up. I think the 4 dots might pertain to 4 pence, I'm not sure. Again, I'll check those things and then you'll see it posted up in a mo. Right, no wind, it's just lovely, lovely weather. Ah, musket ball. Found a few of these today. That's a brown bass, 0.69 diameter, 0.69 of an inch into a 0.72 or 0.75 muzzle. Right in the middle of the field, I've just managed to find an early thimble, possibly medieval. I don't know, because of the light you'll be able to see that at all, but it's copper alloy. Top's broken off obviously, but that's old. Probably the last find of the day, because it's getting dark now. So yeah, little Victorian or Georgian watchwinder. So although the fine numbers are Spartan, or it's a quiet field, the things that are veritable targets turning out to be interesting. So I'm going to have to come back to this at some other point, hopefully before the grass grows too long. Pretty good field really, all in all. Finding that thimble and that possible farm token, maybe as old as 1400s, makes this field definitely worth a revisit. My observation is that the field with the Roman discovery and didn't produce anything as early as that. So sometimes you find something completely out of context. Anyway, I'm going to post the finds up. If you like my videos, I hope you can see me by the way, because it is getting dark, then give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to find out what becomes of that recent discovery. It's going to the British Museum, as I say, and I'll be talking more about that in due course. Anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, enjoy the nice weather.